Get this jazz going. Hey man, welcome to the Banter Podcast, guys. Episode number 73. Getting back up there. Getting back up there. It
Yeah.
seemed like we were really sitting low 60s for a long time, and we're back to it. I'm joined again, as always, lovely co-host Kevin Bradley. Kevin, how are you?
I am well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Hanging out in my kitchen. As I was telling you leading up to the show, our internet is terrible upstairs. The only way that they could do our modem was in the living room, and we have a wraparound couch that actually blocks our access to that outlet. So our modem and our router are underneath their couch.
Can you not just upgrade your router for a higher output?
No, I think I'm gonna have to end up getting a network an extender to put into the house, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
I would look into the router. That'd probably be a cheaper option. I don't know though.
yeah. Yeah, maybe so. We'll see. What I'd really love is to be able to have it like wired so we had outlets for Ethernet cables in the rooms. That would be really nice, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does that anymore outside of business. Probably super expensive.
Yeah.
So what's up, man? What's been going on? What's new? What's got you excited? What's got your blood boiling?
Well, currently, I have Little Caesars pretzel pizza. Got my gut boiling, but
Wait, did you just say pretzel pizza?
yeah, their new promo, which is pretzel crust pizza. Amber picked up
Ah,
one on the way home tonight. Fantastic.
so you're telling me they do a hot and ready pretzel pizza?
They do. And
Why?
it's got regular, it's like regular cheese and pepperoni, but underneath the regular cheese and pepperoni is like the pretzel cheese whiz cheese.
Oh my god. That sounds amazing. This doesn't say anything about cheese whiz on there. Oh no, creamy cheddar cheese
Yep.
sauce. What? Oh, why have I been making dinner all week? This needs to be
So yeah, we saw the commercial for that last night. I said, "You want to pick up one of those on the way home tomorrow night?"
that's amazing. So in the
So that's
past two
currently
days,
what I've got going on.
I was gonna say in the past 2 days, you have made me extremely jealous in both your lunch and your dinner options. Um, just because I have stopped eating out at lunch, so I have completely been out of the loop in terms of fast food trends and limited time offers. And
Yeah, yeah.
I guess you got to partake in that yesterday, and that's really disappointing
Wait,
for
what
me.
was yesterday?
Was that yesterday or was it Monday? The cheesy gordita.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
God, you're so ungrateful too. I think you're just so jaded by going and getting all the new promotions from that. Like, oh yeah, I did that too.
So yeah, Taco Bell has nacho cheese Doritos Locos cheesy gorditas now, which is fantastic. Had
Oh my
that
God.
Monday. I've basically been under 72 hours of diarrhea at this point.
Which is so funny because for me it's the exact opposite. If I were in that same situation, I think my stomach would just be extending out, um, and I'd just have a brick sitting in my stomach. Talking about promotions, I don't know if you saw that. You guys have a Popeyes right by you. I don't know if you saw the Popeyes
Beer
beer
butt
can.
chicken? Yep, had that like 2 weeks ago.
But how does that? Okay, first of all, how does that work? Seeing as how
it
beer butt chicken is on the grill, and you put a beer can in the butt of the
Right,
chicken.
right. It is in name only. It does not even have like a weird sort of beer taste to it. And you're right, it's not grilled chicken. It's
No, it's Popeyes.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
love
we had that a couple weeks ago.
it. Nice, very nice. Um, and then you said the quesaritos back too, so I got to get back on that.
Yeah, I get the quesarito big box now. God, I am such a lord ass. All
Did
that
that-
weight I lost is just slowly gonna come back on.
so is it just the state fair taking its toll? Just residual state fair
To
toll?
to be fair, it is in moderation. Like the Monday, I had Taco Bell, but I didn't have anything for dinner. And then like tonight, I had Wait, what did I have for lunch? No, I had Willie's for lunch today.
You know what I realized, and I've been to Moe's probably 3 times in the past like 2 years, is that eating at Moe's just makes me miss Willie's.
Yeah.
And
I,
seeing as how Willie's is the same distance for me, I don't even know why I went to Moe's the other night. It's like, yeah, I keep going back because they were maybe it's a nostalgia thing because it was the first like California forearm size burrito that I ever had, and I was
yeah.
just, oh, it's so good because it was the only one of them in Florence, and then I moved here and I had Chipotle, or not Chipotle. I did have Chipotle, which I like better than most, but not near as much as Willie's. And then I had Willie's, and then it was just pretty much over. And then I keep going back. It's like, well, maybe it's not as bland as I remember. Maybe it's, maybe the chips won't be stale this time. And maybe their salsas aren't disgusting.
Always.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case. No, Willie's is it's so good. I haven't been there in a while though.
Dude, that Willie's in Brookhaven, where they make their own masa for the flour tortillas, fucking awesome.
I did not know about that.
Only Willie's in Atlanta that makes their own tortillas, and it is incredible.
That's awesome.
It's right down from my office.
You know what's crazy is those two are both based here. Like they both started here and they're both headquartered here.
Right.
Yeah. It's
There's
amazing.
actually- you can catch a couple of shopping centers where there's like both of them in the same shopping center, which
Yeah.
is funny.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's kind of got the Walgreens CVS situation going on over here. I'm wondering how Mo stays in business with Willie's here though, because I just don't get I don't maybe because they're backed by a bigger company or something, Focus Brands and whatnot, because they have Cinnabon under the brand, so that's probably the cash cow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're under the same umbrella as Cinnabon, but
I know McDonald's was like a major shareholder at one point, but I
no,
think
Chipotle. That's Chipotle.
That's
I'm thinking of.
Chipotle. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah, and Chipotle's pretty good. It's just
It's super overpriced.
and extremely limited in options too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nearly as good. Have you ever had Qdoba? Qdoba's pretty good.
I don't know if I have. I had Lime in Orlando, and I was really excited to go to the one here in Atlanta, and then both of them closed down like the week that we got back.
Yeah, I think you and I went to go over there one night. Me,
Yeah.
and Amber went to go to that Lime over on Roswell Road in Peachtree, and it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's just funny. Like, I mean, Moe's has got to be one of the bigger of those burrito brands, and they're based in the South. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of that Lime over on Roswell Road, Atlanta got a Shake Shack, apparently.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's over there by that, over on Roswell and Peachtree.
Oh wow! Everybody always raves about the Shake Shack in New York.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about how New Yorkers never stand in line for anything like that, but everybody will sit and wait an hour to get inside a Shake Shack. They're in Boston, I think,
or 3 hours for a cronut or whatever too.
Oh my God, dude! Whenever I went to New York the first time, it was last summer. Was that last summer or this summer? I think it was this summer. It was back in May. I went there and I was gonna go to that. I'm pretty sure that cronut place was closed down. I think we might get sued for saying cronuts, by the way, because those guys are crazy. But I'm pretty sure it was closed down due to health inspector. I think Vasily Fett found a mouse in there.
Oh, jeez.
And then they closed it down for a while. Like they got into trouble about it. But dude, who doesn't have mice or rats in New York? Like
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I think if you have one, you're doing pretty well. Any other good places you've been trying out around Atlanta? Anything new?
No, actually, no, I take that back. No, nothing new. I did go to some weird. No, I don't want to talk about that. That was really just glutton. Talk about forearm food. So this past weekend I had that structures seminar, and Sunday, everything over by Edgewood was shut down. So I was trying to find something to eat for lunch, and there's a Jimmy John's, and then the place next door called Mamma Mia's Pizza, and I got a stromboli from there, and it was just steak-'em and cheese in this big, like softball size, diameter hoagie roll that was the size of my forearm, and I ate every bit of it.
Yes. Yes. We're talking again for the second episode in a row. We're talking about forearm-sized foods, and
Exactly.
we're talking about steakums being involved. Did Amber order that Philly cheesesteak again?
Uh, oh no.
Dude, what happened? How do I have a longer beard than you right now? What
I
happened?
trimmed it up. It was one of the like I can never remember what guard because I'll go weeks without trimming it, and that's one of the best parts about having facial hair is it's so low maintenance. But whenever like if I go a month or so without trimming it and it gets really thick, I forget which guard I should use, and so I'll every now and then I'll grab the wrong one that's too short, and so now and then I'll go downstairs and Amber looks at me like I'm ridiculous. So yeah, I cut it a little too short this week.
You gotta keep that beard diary. I'm surprised you don't keep a beard diary or beard journal. I don't know how you don't have that going. I don't know how that thing isn't full by now. Just
I keep every shaving in a box.
at least at least about 7 hairs from each trimming just
No, the
sitting
whole
in the
thing.
box. Oh, okay.
It's not,
What do you?
it's not down pillows. That's Kevin down pillows.
Is it for whenever you're going bald down there and you're kind of saving up for Merkins?
That's it. That's it.
You're gonna make your own Merkins out of your own beard hair?
All the
Well,
pillows.
it makes it seems more natural down there
Oh
in a
yeah.
way.
All the pillows in
used
the
your
guest
own
room
hair.
are all of my own design, if you will.
Threaded.
Exactly.
What's the thread count on those?
8. It's really coarse. It's just
Very,
hay.
very.
It's just hay.
Okay. All right. Well, it gets you. Well, I think there's some science behind that. I believe that I saw a study the other day talking about natural sleeping, kind of going back to the days when we did sleep on pubic hair or beard hair and pubic hair, and
I can see that.
hey, like yeah, it's you kind of have more
Trying to get back to my roots.
exactly. Pun intended. All right,
Exactly.
so
Nailed it.
nailed it. Um,
What
so
about
maybe,
you? What have you had going on lately?
work, man.
Yeah.
Work, 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 work. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. I did have a slight reprieve today at work, getting to watch the Liverpool game or the slaughter that happened, but it was kind of funny. It was like watching us play against who was it? Brooklyn Casey in high school. Those rich kids that came out and beat us like 9-0.
Like we would do to Columbia.
Yeah, exactly. So this was like Brooklyn Casey playing against Columbia. That's what about that. Yeah, it was. No, other than that, just slowly undoing the cleaning and unpacking we did. Just getting home every night and just not wanting to clean, not wanting to do any of that stuff. Just yep, just doing that. And yeah, not a whole lot else. Binge watching New Girl.
Oh, why?
Because it turns out it's pretty funny. I was one of the biggest. I was one of the biggest. I was one of the biggest detractors of that show for the
Exactly,
longest
which is
time.
why that is so funny to me.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's
Zoe
great.
Deschanel, that was the biggest reason. Is
So quirky.
quirky. And she's still annoying in that show. She has funny moments, but the other people in that show, it's to me the guys are like a funnier version of the guys in How I Met Your Mother.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that Schmidt guy is he's worth watching that show for. And it's about. A couple things I wanted to start watching though. Peaky Blinders, it's Tom Hardy and Cillian Murphy, just like old school English gangster. I don't know, like 20s gangster show. But
Oh yeah, it's a Netflix original, right?
yeah. And then no, not a whole lot else. There's really nothing in theaters right now. Friday,
Shit, there's like 4 things in theaters right now.
maybe I've just been so.
There's Birdman, Book of Life.
You're right. Guacamole.
I
do want to see.
I want to see that Jake Gyllenhaal movie too.
Oh, Nightcrawler. That comes out soon, doesn't it? Or is it
I
already
think
out?
it's already out.
Well, damn it. Maybe I've just been that far removed right now.
And I
That
feel like there's something else in theaters right now
Yeah,
that's
Gone Girl I still want to see,
Gone Girl. Yeah,
and then The Judge I wouldn't mind seeing just because
yeah, I
you
can
get
wait for that
Robert
one.
you get, yeah you get Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. on the same screen together. It's gonna be a pretty good movie, I'm sure.
Yeah,
At least acting wise, it's one of those movies that you might just be able to um, enjoy just due to the acting, even if the story is predictable or whatever. Yeah, Birdman is one that I feel like we need to go watch.
yeah, definitely.
Um, I'm glad to see Michael Keaton having a resurgence. Frickin' Batman coming back on it. Like
Beetlejuice.
Beetle guys. Can you imagine if they did a crossover of Beetlejuice and Multiplicity? That would just be incredible, right? Have 8 Beetlejuices in one house. Mm. I think Friday. You know that I have a soft spot for action movies, right?
Yeah, for bad action movies. You,
I'm
you,
sorry.
you,
I'm
and
sorry.
bad action movies are like me and bad monster movies.
I'm sorry. You were breaking up. Did you say badass action movies? Yeah. Because that's what I'm talking about. No, Friday. I'm excited. John Wick comes out.
Oh, right, that's that Keanu Reeves movie, right?
Yeah, and everybody I show the trailer to is like, this looks stupid as hell. Like this, it's the guy avenging his dog, right? So I don't know. I think it looks fantastic, and I heard nothing but um, what was that random ass festival slash convention that everybody went to in Austin that was live tweeting like Gray and Spencer and Kyle
Mondo
and
Con?
all. No, not MondoCon. It was something like Awesome Fest or
Oh yeah,
Amazing Con or some
I think it was
stupid
Awesome
name.
Fest.
It's something like that. Everybody that saw it, I think they premiered John Wick there, and everybody really liked it there. So, I mean,
Oh, okay.
maybe I'll hate it then. Now, and then there are a couple other things coming out.
Well,
No,
I
just
know
that
one big thing that's
Ouija
coming
booth.
out that we just caught a glimpse of
Dear
tonight.
God, it's way too soon.
It is too soon because we've got another, what, 8 months before it comes out? Granted, I
Yeah,
guess we got the first Guardians trailer about that soon before Guardians came out, right?
yeah,
Wasn't it?
that's true.
So, and I managed to avoid the rest of the trailers going up to it, and I think I'm going to have to do the same for Age of Ultron. So that's what we're talking about. I'm sure everybody that listens to this show already has seen it, and if you're like me, probably watched it a couple times. The Age of Ultron trailer just leaked online. It's supposed to air during Agents of Shield tonight. So, yeah, what were your thoughts? I mean, I think we're both pretty excited about it, but what were your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, I didn't think I could be that excited for it after. I mean, let me take a step back. I think we talked about it before. I read Age of Ultron. I was not very happy having spent a couple hours reading it, and because it felt like nothing happened, and it looked, Hulkbuster is what I have to say about
No kidding.
it. No, just it it looks like a better version of the comic. It really does. It actually looks like there's probably stuff happening. There are going to be a couple disappointments for me, just like some characters that can't be in it, just due to contractual obligations or whatever rights. Like you can't have a Wolverine in it. You can't have a Spider-Man in it. You can't have. I don't know that they can't have.
Is that Age of Ultron, or are you talking about Civil War?
No, Age of Ultron. They're in Age of Ultron.
Oh, really? I never read it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So. And then there's like Black Panther, I believe, is in it, and then Luke Cage, who I'm wondering if, because the Luke Cage show doesn't come out until this. Damn it, that's
I
something
want
I
to say
want to talk
that's
to you about.
in this. I wanted to say that's in the spring. I think all those Netflix shows start up next year in the spring and summer. I think Daredevil that. Ooh, Constantine starts Friday. I forgot about that.
It does, it does. I know first thing to come up on Google whenever you type Luke Cage Netflix is Terry Crews says he's game to play Luke Cage.
Oh, that would be so great!
Oh my God, I would die if Terry Crews was in a Marvel movie. That'd be incredible. No, I was just wondering if they'd somehow kind of fit Luke Cage into there, or She-Hulk. I don't think She-Hulk's going to make an
I don't
appearance in
think
any kind of.
She-Hulk is gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah. But no, it looks fantastic. Like for as low res as that leak was,
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it on my phone, smaller area and all that.
Right,
But
right.
no, it was good to see how good Ultron looked at the end,
Yeah.
and his robots and all that. And it looks like they are making because Hank Pym invented Ultron, so I'm guessing they're pinning it on Iron Man this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's been the plot synopsis that's come out so far that I've seen is that Tony Stark is responsible for it. So,
I think I took pretty much everything. Go ahead, Kevin.
uh, we saw Hawkeye running around in the woods with some arrows.
I'd say, how did this Hunger Games thing?
We saw Thor coming out of some water, which was interesting, and we saw Captain America's shield broken, which honestly that was kind of a big deal. But so yeah, I'm excited about it. I have a really big high bar set from Guardians right now as far as superhero movies go, especially the
Yeah.
superhero team movies. So I'm definitely interested and excited and everything else that goes with it. I'm gonna do my best to not watch any other trailers or anything leading up to it. But yeah, I think I read an article that um, it's supposed to have the most special effects out of any Marvel movie to date so far in it. So for better or worse, it's gonna be nonstop the entire time. I'm assuming.
Which might be good because to me that lull in the middle of Avengers, I've said it time and time again, was probably the only part of that movie I didn't really enjoy all that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be good to get away from, I don't know, what seems to be just, so Avengers was Loki, right? So and that, I don't know, just seems like getting away from just singular like a singular team member's villain, I guess. Like a
Hmm.
more like a bigger I mean, I loved Loki and he's been one of my favorite parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Ultron is like one of the more high profile
Yeah, no, I
villains.
agree, and that was honestly my biggest issue with Avengers anyway, and I've said that before. I thought Loki was great, but all the other like space stuff that was going on, I was just kind of There wasn't really much there. Like you can do space villains and have them be interesting and not seem like just a generic space thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could have just as easily seen the things that they were fighting in Avengers in Transformers Age of Ultron or whatever, or Age
Yeah,
of.
exactly. And
and
honestly, I think some of that had to do with rights issues too.
right.
Like what they should have been fighting instead, yeah.
So I'm definitely excited to see them fighting something that seems a little bit more grounded in the universe that they've built. So, and of course we'll see Thanos to some extent. And I read a couple weeks ago, I guess, that Robert Downey Jr. was said to not be doing another Iron Man, but I think he's in talks to be doing Iron Man 4, which will tie into Avengers 3, and supposedly potentially getting a new Avengers team together and all that because all of their contracts are running out after these next.
No, man, it has to do with the story. Come on. It's gonna be like a bad soap opera. They're gonna write them out of the story,
Yeah.
and it should be interesting to see how they do that. But yeah, so that second set of Avengers, that I guess Phase 3 event, like the second team of Avengers. Who's it supposed to be again? It's supposed to be Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, and then
I'm really not sure. I don't know if it's a
and
matter.
maybe Spider-Man.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I'm really not sure. I know that there was also some Marvel talks of launching the Civil War into a movie franchise or whatever. So who knows how the hell they're gonna do that with all the
Yeah,
characters that they're gonna need to have the rights for to do that.
yeah. So with that said, there's a lot coming up, and I actually have this list in front of me from ScreenRant.com that has, I guess, the next like 40, I guess the next 40 comic book movies coming out essentially.
I was gonna
Um,
say I know that DC just recently released their lineup through 2028.
it looks pretty decent for DC. But just to go through a couple of these, I want to like get your after watching that Age of Ultron trailer, I want to get your like opinion on what you're most excited to see. But So the next one we have is Avengers: Age of Ultron in May. July is Ant-Man. August of next year is Fantastic Four reboot. Um, and
Which
then
went their shooting for that went by in like a month. I mean, they shot that entire thing in no time.
yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It makes me really, really hesitant about it.
Oh, it can't be any worse than the last one. Well, I say that, but it can't be any worse than the last set of Fantastic Four movies they put
Yeah.
out. Um, it has some of the cast I think is awesome, like Michael Jordan, and then Toby Kebbell. I don't know if you ever watched um, Rock and Rolla.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy, he's gonna be playing Doctor Doom. He's if any of you guys haven't watched Rock and Roll, it's one of Guy Ritchie's best movies that he's ever done. Um, and Toby Kebbell plays this guy Johnny Quid, this rock star slash rich guy's son that's just in meth head and burnout, and he's
Mm.
awesome in it. And I think he'll be awesome Doctor Doom. But and then after that, and we actually only have three next year, and there's only really one big one, and that's Avengers. So 2016 is kind of the huge lineup. And some of the stuff we've gotten details on this week or last week, or at least rumors to start the discussions. But Deadpool in February, which I know you and I were both hoping it really. Well, I don't know if you still
If
are,
that
but
happens, if
yeah,
it,
hoping it would be CG. Batman v Superman in March, Captain America 3, which they have it rumored as maybe being Civil War in May, X-Men Apocalypse in May as well, Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, which might be the movie I'm most excited for right now, and then Sinister Six in November of next or 2016.
yeah. Of those, I mean, I think the next superhero movie that I'm actually anxious and biding my time to see is Batman v Superman. I mean, aside from Age of Ultron, I'm yeah, I think that movie's got more promise. I'm excited about what DC's starting to try to build. I mean, whether it's very clear that they're doing it because they kind of have to with the success that Marvel's having. Um, but hopefully they've seen enough of what Marvel's done to make it done right.
Yeah,
So we'll see. I mean, they've got movies slated for every one of the Justice League characters, and some of which are going to be in Batman Superman. So, um, it, those other movies, I would say Ant-Man if it hadn't been for all the turmoil that movie's gone through, and I really don't know what to expect anymore out of it. It
yeah.
could be great. It could be a complete flop. My thought is probably on the latter, but again, I don't know. I can't be the person that's going to say it's going to be terrible without seeing anything of it. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else. Suicide Squad. Uh, I heard Harley's not going to be part of the lineup.
I don't.
So
Where did you hear that from?
the writer or whatever apparently has said who they're thinking about for the lineup. I can't remember who all it was, but I read that a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Um,
well, because there are rumors out right now about Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn, the Australian girl from Wolf of Wall Street, his
yeah,
wife.
I read somewhere that they're not planning to do Harley in um, the movie, which I think that might be a good move because it's gonna have so much of a stigma attached to it if they try to put Harley into a movie. You know, they're gonna really have to live up to a lot of expectations, and by not having her in there, it'll be a little bit easier for them, I think. So,
Well, that's part of the reason I was so excited is because of that, because of what I was reading. Well, first of all, hearing that David Ayer was doing it was awesome. Because, like I said before, he's done one of my favorite movies ever. Um, and then, so having Margot Robbie, I guess rumored as Harley Quinn, and then Will Smith and Tom Hardy rumored to be in it with David Ayer directing and writing. That to me got me really excited, but It's all rumors up until this point, so it's kind of hard to really hitch to that wagon, I guess, um,
Right.
or hitch my wagon to that movie. And then also the rumors of Tom Hardy being Apocalypse in X-Men. So either way, I mean, if he's involved in either of those movies, I'm gonna get super excited. And if he's a villain, if he's fucking Apocalypse, like I think I put that on Twitter, I'm gonna go empty my bank account at the movie. Just because of how amazing he was as Bane, I can see him being just as good as any other supervillain, to be honest. And but no, it's hard to say that Age of Ultron's not the movie to beat over the next 2 years.
Oh yeah, most
It's
definitely.
gonna be the mega, it's probably gonna be the highest grossing movie in history after.
You think?
Gee, well,
I guess so. After the success of the first one, I wouldn't doubt
yeah.
that. First one
Without
made what, like 1.5 billion or something like that?
worldwide, I don't know. I'll pull that up right now. It's
I want to say I
Box
read
Office
that.
Mojo.
I feel like I just read that this week that it did 1.5 billion because Iron Man did like 1.2, and I think Guardians is sitting at like 700 million right now or something like
Yeah,
that.
worldwide, Avengers made $1.5 billion.
Boom!
Yeah, you're right on the money. They made more worldwide, which
Right.
I'm always like, I can't believe it. There are a lot more countries in the worldwide category than there are in domestic.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Yeah, I can't. I wonder if Guardians, if it would have come out earlier in the year, if it would have been higher grossing movie because it really hit the movie
It's
theaters at a
still
shitty
it's
time.
still the fourth highest grossing movie of the year, and it's still not been it's being released in India now, which I don't know
Oh
how many fucking
shit.
people are there.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see how it shakes out, but yeah, they're closing in on a billion, so we'll see. I mean, I think they'll sell a ton in DVD and Blu-ray sales. I can't fucking wait, especially if Best Buy does the steel case that has been announced for the UK, which is the. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so, but you know what I'm talking about, the Steelcase Blu-rays that Best Buy
Yeah,
does
yeah,
for
yeah.
different movies and stuff like that. Um, they are doing one in the UK that's a cassette tape that has the
Oh,
awesome
I
mix or
see it.
whatever on the cover, and then on the side, like instead of having the movie title, it has the play, fast forward, pause, and
That
all
is
that along the
awesome.
spine, so it looks like an actual cassette
Yeah.
player. So, uh, that's if they go through with that at Best Buy, I'm really really excited to get I'm excited to get my hands on the Blu-ray regardless, but that'll be the icing on the cake.
I cannot wait to watch that movie again.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure,
I'm just unbelievably excited to watch that movie again.
absolutely.
So you had and then of course the Netflix Marvel movies or Marvel shows coming out, and then there's just so much shit, and a lot of it's just a lot of unannounced Marvel movie, X-Men, unannounced X-Men movies, and then
Okay. Oh, so yeah. So you listed those movies, I guess, coming out in the next 2 years. So DC, did you read all the DC movies? I've got it pulled up, but DC announced all their movies that they have slated through 2020. It looks like, and that's not including Sandman. And I don't know why they don't have that on there, but
because
they've
that's a
got
Vertigo book.
no.
It's owned by DC, but it is Vertigo. That they will probably now Constantine is a DC book, but DC Hellblazer was Vertigo, so
Oh,
they don't technically tie their name to that. I don't think. So,
gotcha.
yeah, I don't think that's
So,
going to be considered part of the DC universe.
but they've got Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and this is interesting. Justice League Part 1 in 2017, then The Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, and then Justice League Part 2 in 2019. Then Cyborg, and then they're finally going to touch the Green Lantern franchise again in
We see where their
2020.
priorities are
The
at.
last movie they're even going to attempt to tackle is going to be Green Lantern, which I think is probably in their best interest.
Yeah, it's like get as far removed from as you can, like
and
people
that's
forgetting about it.
and I'm assuming that they're going to have to do another standalone Batman and standalone Superman movie somewhere in there, right? I mean, It
Maybe they
seems
don't want. Maybe that's strategy. Maybe they don't want it to be all about those two.
I can see that, but going 6 years from no, it would be
From
the
Man of Steel, it would
no
be.
from so for, when did Dark Knight Rises come out? That was 2012. So yeah, they would go at least almost a decade from the last Batman movie before they release another one. That seems a little far stretched for their. I mean, DC's aside from Superman, but their biggest successful movie franchise throughout
Yeah,
history. You know. Um,
they're probably waiting to announce that stuff. That's probably stuff that they're keeping in their pocket for later. That
yeah, but I'm pretty excited for Aquaman. They've got I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his last name, but
Jason Momoa
yeah, Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones.
from Conan, you mean?
Game of Thrones. And of course, we heard about Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam and Shazam. And yeah, so I really don't know what they're going to do. And Ezra Miller is going to be in the Flash movie, and I'm pretty sure that's the same guy that they have in the CW show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Which apparently has been pretty good. It is the same guy from the TV show. So that's interesting that they're going to have a big budget movie to correspond with a show that's running and has not even gone through its first season. So, and then the flip side to that is no Arrow movie, surprisingly, considering the success of the TV show. So I don't really know what to think about that.
Maybe that's just them saying, I don't know. Maybe they don't feel like it would be that much of a success as a standalone movie.
I can see that. I can see that. It'd just be like
Yeah.
if they try to do a Hawkeye movie. Granted, if they did Fractions Hawkeye, I'd sign up for that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yes, yes, so would I. Likewise, if they were to do, if Batman vs Superman was really going to be Dark Knight Returns, which would have been fucking awesome, having that one-armed old Oliver Queen in there would be awesome.
Yes.
Is fantastic.
So yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of stuff. Speaking of things coming out next week, we got. Oh, I guess you're not getting it. I forgot, but we got Sunset Overdrive coming out next week.
Yeah, and finally remember the other game that's coming out next week, Assassin's Creed Unity coming out.
Right, right. So yeah, I'm planning to go to the midnight release on Monday for Sunset. I'm gonna drag Amber out there too because apparently they're gonna raffle off a couple of like controllers and stuff like that. So hopefully I can
Very nice.
catch lightning in a bottle a second time.
Make sure you get your photo taken by a surgeon.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna try to crash it. I'm gonna really just test it so that one of you has to come out for tech support. That's my goal.
That'd be awesome. I might on Tuesday, I might on Tuesday be like, hey guys, you guys need me out at the Lennox Mall Microsoft
do you
store.
guys get do you guys get records of all the results of people that use it and all that? Like, do you guys get a proof of any of them or no?
Oh yeah, I get to look at all of those photos.
Oh, I'm gonna take a couple dozen.
Yes, I can't wait.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm pretty excited about that. You know what I really wish they would fucking make is a Swamp Thing movie. The way CGI is now and practical effects makeup is, and you see them doing, you know, like Davy Jones in the Pirates movies. Make a Swamp Thing movie.
Have you not seen the Swamp Thing movies that the one that Wes Craven did?
Yeah, back in what, like '93?
It's 1982.
Oh, was it that one? Shit.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which,
Wait, was that are you talking about the movie or the TV show?
the movie, there was a TV show that came on USA, I believe.
That was in the '90s, I think.
Yes, it was
Okay,
on USA.
That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, dude, come on. 82 to 2014, I think we're due up for a Swamp Thing.
I don't think
movie.
so. I don't think so.
You shut your mouth.
That's like Peggy Sue Got Married needs to get rebooted. It came out. It came out so long ago.
Harry Potter is due for a reboot.
Oh my God! I heard Chris Nolan's hopping on board
I
that.
heard that too. Interesting.
Now, speaking of practical effects and makeup, I told you this the other day, but so last Friday, uh, our new place, we moved in and our washer was broken. So the washing machine repair guy came on Friday. Did this like it took him 10 minutes to do. I told him what to do. He brought the stuff and did it.
Oh, Mr. Handyman.
No, this called the internet. And so he went in and he's like, so you like The Walking Dead? He's like, yeah. He's
That's
like,
such a
all right.
weird question.
Yeah. Well, it was no, it was so, so he's fixing it, and then like that question's just lingering in my head. I'm like, what is he taught? Like, what? Why did he leave me hanging like that?
I'm about to start the zombie apocalypse.
Because did he put something in
I
my
brought the
washer?
T-virus with me.
He put it in my washer in my fabric softener. Um, Jokes on him. I only use detergent. So he's fixing my washer. I'm like, he's going to his truck. What is he going to his truck? No, he comes back. He pulls out his phone. He's like, all right, so check this out. Turns out his wife is a makeup artist on The Walking Dead, which is really fucking cool.
That is cool.
And so he pulled out, and not just that. So like, she's not credited on IMDb for that, but she does have like 12 movies she's credited for, including like Catching Fire and
Oh, very cool.
the Mockingjay movies and a couple
So
others.
she's clearly the breadwinner in this relationship.
Well, I would probably think so. I would hope so. Anyway, I'm trying to remember her name. Her name is Aida something. But so he pulled out his phone and he was showing me pictures from the set and like pictures of them with the artists or not the artists, the actors and like the stuff that she was doing. And what one thing I don't know this that's just kind of like a cool story, bro. But the cool thing was that he was showing me something I didn't realize that they did was continuity makeup. So continuity shots. So he was showing me all these really like extreme close-ups of the actors. That she takes pictures of them every time they get made up, so that they can exactly replicate everything that they did to him for each episode and build on it.
Mm.
Because, and my first thought was like, hardcore fans are probably like, oh, he didn't. Where did his cut go from last week? Like where?
I know that
So,
they change like the way that the zombies look from season to season.
well,
Like,
I think she was doing more. I think of the group more so than the zombies.
oh, the group. Okay, I got
So
you.
like I'm talking like Daryl's got cuts on his head. She's got to make sure like she got in real close. Got to make sure that those same cuts are on
Oh,
each episode, each shoot every
no,
day.
that's a good. I wouldn't have even thought about that. That
And then
always throws me off in a movie whenever you like see a shot and they've got a tie on. The next shot they don't have a tie on. It's so weird.
Big Lebowski is one of them. My brother pointed that out to me because he's watched that movie like 100 times. But have you ever watched Big Lebowski?
Yes, but it's one of those like this is one of the JP movies that he like Back to the Future that I haven't seen since '95, and so I know nothing about it anymore. And he'll quote lines from it, and I have no clue what he's talking about.
I gotcha. So there's this one scene. It's at the beginning of the movie. Whenever the two guys break into Jeff Bridges' house and Lebowski's house, and they run him into the toilet. So like they break down his bathroom door and they go and shove his head in the toilet. As soon as they cut to his head going into the toilet, you could pause, and his face and his head are already covered. Like they're already wet. Like he's already completely wet before he goes into the toilet. Yeah, it is funny catching stuff like that. Or seeing people's like the color of stuff changing is just ridiculous.
My favorite
like
is all
image
the
rich.
my favorite's all the old animations, like the Ninja Turtle cartoons, like the original run where they would have like they'd mix up the coloring on their bandanas and the voiceovers would be mixed up, or there'd be like two Michelangelos on a frame or something like that.
Yes. Oh crap! One thing I knew there was something I was gonna say. So Swamp Thing. You're talking about Swamp Thing. We're talking about DC and Marvel kind of going head to head. Have you ever? Do you know what Man Thing is?
Oh, I know what Man Thing is.
Did you know that they've optioned Man Thing as a movie for a really long time?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So, and I wait. Did they make it into a movie?
I know they optioned Justice League Dark, and
Uh,
Guillermo's like rumored to maybe do that, which has Swamp Thing in it. So
so this was 2005. Did this ever get made? It looks like it has an IMDb page and ratings and everything. I thought Man Thing was just. I thought they just optioned it. I didn't. Oh god, I gotta watch this because if you look at if you click on the poster, it says Marvel Studios presents, and it says from the producers of Spider-Man, Daredevil, X-Men, and Blade. It's like yes, Man Thing, the nature of fear.
I do need to
Uh,
check that out.
Yep, I'm gonna be watching that as soon as possible because I've always heard it on the comic book podcast. I've always heard it like joked about being made into a movie, and it turns out it actually was made into a movie. I thought it was just optioned. I have to watch that. A Man Thing. That is the dumbest fucking name for a comic book.
Yeah.
That's
But oh, speaking of comic books, so I've picked up a couple of new things. So DC is in the middle of rolling out new creative teams for all their books on issue 35. So Batgirl just got updated with the new costume and all that. Batman started Snyder and Capullo's final run. Um, Swamp Thing. I mean, their whole lineup. But another thing was Snyder is writing a book with Jock called Witches.
yes.
Fucking awesome! If you haven't read that, I definitely recommend checking that out because it just started last week. Um, so definitely pick that up. And then Sex Criminals has been phenomenal, and they just announced that they did a volume 1 hardback trade for just cons, and they had the first 4 issues in it, and I guess they just announced the first like big hardcover volume 1 will come out in January. That's I'm really looking forward to that, and getting the Wake. I think the Wake comes out either this month or next in hardbound.
I believe it's November in hardbound, and I'm
Yeah,
pretty excited about that
that
because
that and Zero Year are the two trades that I'm really looking forward to right now.
yeah, because I stopped reading The Wake probably 4 issues in, like reading it month to month, and November 11th the hardcover comes out. It's only 1862 on Amazon.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy because that's 10 issues.
yeah.
Um, so that'll be awesome. That'll
And
be
then
really
the other
awesome.
thing about Witches is that I guess it's already been picked up by Brad Pitt for a movie.
Oh wow.
Like he's already bought the movie rights to it or something like that. So, but yeah, the first issue was really, really great. I just got through that tonight. So I've got a couple things on hold to go through, but that's been the biggest thing that I've had come out that I'm really enjoying. So.
I started what did I started reading Lazarus the other night, and I didn't finish the first issue, but it was pretty interesting. I don't know if you know anything about it. Just like
Uh-uh.
in the future, like rich families have this, I guess, fighter that I don't know.
Hmm.
It's uh, like this war. Each like the rich families all have a warrior. They're Lazarus or whatever, I believe. I mean, I probably have that all wrong, but I've only read a little bit of it. But one thing, speaking of comic books, or stay with comic books, one of the things I'm really excited and apprehensive for. I don't know if you ever ended up reading any of Five Ghosts.
Uh-uh.
It's a fucking awesome book. It's ongoing by Frank Barberi and Chris Mooneyham. Really cool art, really cool story. Essentially, it's just a guy who possesses the power of 5 literary ghosts. So Sherlock Holmes, Musashi, um, shit. I did, either way, they're whatever. It got picked up by Sci-Fi
Huh.
for a TV show, and I don't know what to think about it because it's not. So there's not. It's more like supernatural shit.
Right.
It's a lot like Johnny Quest and Venture Brothers in the way that it's
Uh-huh.
written and the way that it's framed and everything like that. And it's less like it's less monsters and less. I don't know. It's not something I think that sci-fi would royally fuck up. So
Yeah, I mean they did that they had that one show. Fuck, what was the name of it? With the vampire and werewolf. With the guy from The Force Unleashed.
I don't know.
Fuck, I cannot remember it. It was a UK show that they brought on. I'll think of it some other time. But they had another supernatural show that they had a long run on.
You talking
That
about Battlestar Galactica?
no 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 no. But yeah, I'm not gonna try to look it up because I'll never fucking find it. But yeah, they've. I feel like they could do a supernatural show more easily than doing a hardcore monster effects thing.
Yeah, and just so I get it right, it's Robin Hood, Sherlock Holmes, Merlin, Musashi, and Dracula. He can call on any of those five ghosts at any time to for their powers. It's campy and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's really cool. It's something I haven't read in a couple months, but it's um, easy to read and it's just really fun. Yeah, I keep saying I need to get back onto all that stuff, but
yeah. I try to pick up a book every now and then just to take a break from everything else. So, but yeah, Witches has been the the new thing that I picked up that I really liked. I'll try to update on. Oh, that and Gotham Academy was another one that was pretty neat. Which
I
is
don't think I've ever even heard of that.
it's just a complete offset from the typical Bat books and DC books. It's like Hogwarts and Gotham essentially,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's kind of like it's it's just a school for these two girls that are the main characters in the first issue, and it just kind of sets the tone, and it's supposed to sort of explore the history of Gotham, and of course Batman will have parts in it and stuff like that. So the first issue was fun. Like I said, it was kind of like Hogwarts slash Scooby Doo in Gotham,
Nice.
which was neat. So it was a good breath of fresh air, I guess, to the typical dark and gritty Bat books that I'm used to reading. So, but yeah,
Very nice.
other than that, I guess that just about does it for us. We're right at an hour. So, if you tuned in and found us on YouTube, be sure to go throw up some stars, give us a comment, and find us both on Twitter. Tim, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Tim Herb. What
You
about
can
you?
find what's that?
So what about you, Kevin?
You can find me at himturb or at the underscore ARC1TECT. Thanks again, guys. It feels good to be back and be back regularly. So we'll be back, if not on Sunday, definitely within the next couple of days. So be sure to click that refresh button on your iTunes page and keep an ear out for an all new episode of the Banter Podcast.
You guys.